when you have that space, when you have learned through a yoga practice where you go through a practice feeling irritated, where you go into a practice and you're not enjoying yourself, you feel shaky, you feel uncomfortable, you're sweating, you're really not sure if your pants are on the right side out. But you learn, you go through these things and you just keep breathing. And then when you go off the mat, when things happen in life that make you uncomfortable, someone cuts you off, people behave the way you don't like. Most of the time, people behave in ways I don't like. I've raised 3 teenagers into adulthood, and I got to say about 80% of the time, they did not behave in a way that I thought they should be. They still don't. So when that happens, that space, the space that I have because I practice yoga, gives me a chance to consider other opportunities. And those other opportunities could be that cut me off. You know, maybe he's actually got a life and there's something going on that he really needs to get somewhere quickly. Maybe that person's action, that person snapping at me, had nothing to do with me, and maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe they got a thing going on at home that I know nothing about. And when I allow that space to sort of step back and not make everything about me, and then to be okay with, like, you know, because initially I still will have that self-centered reaction where I'll be angry or irritated and I'll think, ugh. But when I allow for those other possibilities, then I can soften. The other thing yoga has taught me is that, you know, life will be challenging. Life will make you uncomfortable. And we have so many distractions right now that we can use to take our minds off of what's making uncomfortable. You know, we pick up our smartphone. We turn on the TV. We turn on the radio. We do anything to keep from experiencing feeling uncomfortable. We distract ourselves. And while that might work for a moment or two, or might even work, you know, for a couple of years, eventually when that stuff gets sort of tamped down, it comes up, and it comes up in ways that make us sick, when we blow up at somebody. So yoga has taught me that I can be really uncomfortable, and I can stay in that part where I'm uncomfortable, like being in a yoga pose where I'm not loving the teacher, where I just want to come out of this pose. I've got sweat dripping in my eyes. I'm thinking I look like the ugliest person in the room. And there's that willowy blonde who is always beside me, balancing on a fingertip with her toe on the back of her head. And I know that I can breathe through it, and none of those other things have anything to do with me. They get confused. They think the physical practice of yoga, the poses, you know, down dog, a warrior, a fancy arm balance on a volcano, they think that's what yoga is. And it is a part of yoga. But if you're not breathing, and if you're not mindful, and if you're not focused, then it's not yoga.